All right, everyone. We start off today talking about the American Eagle ad, for jeans, actually, that Sydney Sweeney was in. And she ended up interviewing with Miss Stoeffel, Kat Stoeffel from GQ, and was pressed repeatedly. Well, do you want to basically, disavow the reference to having good genes? Because again, it is clearly in double entendre. That ad was specifically made to be on the flirty side, and it's quite obvious that there was a double entendre there with genes, the pants, versus genes, the genetics. And was asked, do you disavow it? Do you want to, clarify? And Sweeney's like, nope, and no, not really. And the looks on their faces have now become the new smuggy, and it's sort of the doppelganger of the sort of like whining leftoid versus someone who just doesn't care. And now they're referring to her as a chudad. It's actually pretty funny. I bravo on the response because that's exactly how you're supposed to respond. The whole disavow thing is basically a bullying tactic. It's used by the Uniparty and the left interchangeably. The idea is, do you disavow this person that you talked to 10 years ago? Do you disavow the fact that other people construed what you said maybe differently than you meant it? Do you disavow this movement that we have artificially labeled as problematic? It's unorthodox and therefore wrong. The proper response is to shrug, roll your eyes, and say, no, I'm not disavowing anything. I've successfully resisted playing the disavowal game myself on numerous occasions. The idea is ludicrous. Oh my God, she made an ad, and it contains a double entendre that was scripted for her. What's her responsibility to disavow it, even if she didn't really agree with that, even if she looked at the way that that messaging was being construed and said, yeah, well, it does make me uncomfortable, it doesn't mean she needs to disavow the ad that she participated in. What are you talking about? So this is one of those cases of a legacy media reporter attempting to bully someone into submission. This happens all the time. Happens to content creators. Happens to celebrities. Happens to politicians. Happens to people in corporations. Happens to corporations, actually. Happens all the time when you back down and give ground and retreat from your position. When your back is turned, that's when you're most vulnerable. The best thing to do is lean into it and just say, yeah, which I mean, would be funny if they cut a second ad and it's called I've got really, really good genes or something like that, and then have pictures of DNA in the background or something like that. Just leaning into it would be the best thing you could possibly do the further you lean, generally speaking, unless you go full psycho mode. Generally, the better the result is for you. When you get targeted by bullies, backing down is a bad idea. And that's exactly what we see here. We see an example, and by the way, the body language in this particular interview has been noted by a number of people, and if you watch it, you'll see it for yourself. The reporter is repeatedly not even looking at Sweeney. Sweeney, meanwhile, is straight up staring at her until it looks like her eyes are going to like fire lasers. And this can happen. It looks like Sydney Sweeney is rather intelligent because I think at some point it sort of clicks. Hey, this is going to be a confrontational sort of situation. Ah, I know what you're doing. And you get that slight smirking face from her, from Sydney, which I thought hysterical. It's like, it reminds me of Billy Corgan's response to criticism. What the hell do you want from me, basically? It's good that she didn't back down and disavow the ad, which, went viral for all the right reasons. Attractive woman, pitching a product. Who knows how much money she got to make it and how much money American Eagle has made selling extra jeans as a result of the ad. And now the legacy media is in a little bit of a pickle because they wanted, the disavowal and stuff. They want more cancel culture. But instead, now they're on the retreat because number one, it looks like bullying. Number two, the reporter looked fucking stupid. Number three, the public response is mostly mockery, actually. And so the legacy media has a little bit of a problem here because their attack failed. And now American Eagle which also isn't disavowing its ad and has no reason to do so, gets more free publicity, which means it sells even more of the product. And Sydney Sweeney gets even more kudos and more attention. Well, that can lead to additional gigs, additional income and stuff like that, additional fame. So who really lost this engagement? I think that it was a rout more than a close victory for people with common sense who don't like the cancel culture disavow thing, which is great. And we need more people to do that. It always vexes me when you see someone who has clearly done nothing wrong, and then they're confronted about it by people who are adversarial, who are never going to back down. They're never going to give you credit anyway. And we've seen this before numerous times just with people who make videos and blogs and shit like that. We need more people to stand their ground and beat up the bullies, so to speak. And it's that's by the way, a good Marilyn Manson song. You know where that line's from. Raise the red flag. That's exactly what we need to be doing, because, and not the red commie flag, by the way. The left is going to continue to do that. When they've done this, they've beaten people into submission before online, for example. A person makes a video. A group of people says, "This is offensive. You're a terrible person. Bigot, Nazi," stuff like that. And then they're like, "No, no, 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 you're getting it wrong. I apologize." When you look weak, they will continue the attack. They're not going to give you credit for the fact that you back down. If anything, it makes the bullying worse. Once the bully knows that you're afraid of them, they don't even have to hit you. But once you stand up to them, they're a little bit more reluctant when they know that they can take some damage too. Reminds me of that Andy Griffith episode where that kid was taking Andy's lunch money. And so he attacked the bully, then comes home with a shiner, and he's like all proud of him and shit for standing up for himself. We need more of that, actually, in the fight against censorship, wokeism, cancel culture, all of that nonsense, because for too long people sort of gave ground. Now we need to move, I think, in the other direction. We need to bully the bullies, so to speak. That's about all. Peace out.